前はもう死んでいる。
something, another. Go. Oh my god, it actually worked. Hey guys, Curious Swimmer here, and welcome to a very familiar looking map if you're one of the 88,000 people that have watched my most popular video. We are here in Forest, and I've got but one mission, and that is to try and make it in that hole legitimately. Well, not just that hole, but all the holes. That is, I'm going to try and get an ungodly score on Forest without using jumps, without using slippery friction or hockey mode or any of that. I might have to go back on a few of the holes, but that's just so I'm not spending a week trying to prepare for this video. Because I've already spent the past 2 days testing out sensitivities, finding ones that worked, eliminating ones that didn't, and then coming to the sad conclusion that you just can't get a perfect score on some holes with sensitivities I could find. So I got these sensitivities in a document. Some of them I found, others other people found. I will give appropriate credits in the description below. So we are going to be starting with hole 1, which is 8.5 right with 70 power. I should be able to get this first try. Oh, that's assuming I can get it lined up without doing a full rotation. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That's not 8.5. I know that because I'm the one who found the sensitivity.
12 seconds later.
There you go, that should be it. There we go. See, I'm not bad at Super Golf, at least not yet. So our second one is going to be 6.38 right with 45 power. So let's go ahead and put that in. And 40 power, 40 power, 40 power. About approximately. Doesn't have to be exact. It was 45. It was 45. You ain't saw nothing, okay? 6.38 with 45. 45 power. I know all of you in the comments are going to be like,
I can do this with 100 power so easily.
Look, man, I didn't want to pull my hair out trying to find these sensitivities. I'm not Joe Finger. You can just summon sensitivities and power bar sensitivity and fine-tune sensitivity and what else have you. I can't pull that out of my butt, okay? Because ultimately doing this is just like 1,000 times easier. All right, hole 3. This is the first one I've not found. This one is 91.827, one left, 1.33 power bar sensitivity with 77.101 power. And this sensitivity is by How To Hole in One, and I'll leave a link to their channel in the description below. I have a unique trick I'm going to use for getting the power in a moment so I don't pull my hair out trying to use power bar sensitivity. So I will put into, oh my god, put in the right sensitivity, please. 91.827. It is meant to look like that. So I go here, crank the sensitivity down as low as it'll go. I have my fine-tuned sensitivity set to 0.01, and you'll see why in a moment. And I'm going to fine-tune exactly 77.101 power. Like, oh, I got it for a moment. All right. And just like that, hole in one.
Wow.
All right, hole 4 was found by me. It's just 60 straight. I feel like most people know that. But I did not look that up, so I am claiming it as the thing I found. All right, next hole, hole 5, which I also found, is 83.04 straight for a dunk. About approximately 83.04. This should work. And it did. So far, we got 5 points on Forest. I'd say we're doing pretty good considering we're almost on hole 6. And speaking of hole 6, the sensitivity for this, which I also found, is 8.62 right. And this one is crank it with 100 power and hope for victory. Well, don't hope for victory, wait for it. I think this is the only 100 power sensitivity I found. Maybe I found 2. I don't really remember. At least on 4 specifically, this is the only 100 power sensitivity I found. All right, hole 7. This is one where I could not find a working sensitivity for it. The 2 YouTubers I looked at, which are Joe Finger and How to Hole in One, both of their sensitivities for this did not work. So I'm going to curious style it. I never said in the title or thumbnail or anything else that I was going to get a perfect score on Forest. I just said it was going to be like the first video. It's easily going to be the best score I've ever gotten on Forest. If I aim this well enough, I should just be able to crank out the 100 and just boom. Okay, let's just move on from that. Let's pretend that didn't happen. So this sensitivity from Joe Finger, which I just read, is 5.9911 left. And just like that, it worked. All right, hole 9, which is this one I found, is 1.55 right with 40 power. Let's punch that in, 1.55 right with 40 power. Pretty sure this is one right, so just gonna double check the power, make sure I got it right so I don't screw this up because that'd be really embarrassing. Would you look at that? Your boy's a golf god. There's one video I made where I got 9 hole-in-ones in Forest. I am very close to breaking that record. So for hole 10, the hole-in-one on this does not work anymore, but I mean, it might start magically working, but the power for this is 4.82921. I really hope this will at least get me in the area to get a hole-in-one, because I found a sensitivity that actually does get me in the area to get 2 shots pretty easily, but I do not have that written down anymore. Right, 4.829, something, another, go. Oh my god, it actually worked. Okay, this one I'm pretty confident I cannot find any working sensitivities for. So we're gonna have to curious style this. 1 sensitivity, hit play, go. Oh, I thought I wasn't gonna make that, but I did. All right, hole 12. This one, also, I know for a fact this one does not hole-in-one anymore. And it is by Joe Finger with 3.06808671 left. The reason I'm still including this is because it gets you pretty close to the hole. And it looks really cool. Pretty sure there's one left. Yep. It is indeed one left. I think some of these sensitivities aren't 100% consistent. But as you can see, this one got me pretty close to the hole. I mean, close enough to get an albatross, which I'm definitely not complaining about. Okay, for hole 13, this one was also found by Joe Finger. This is 7.985 right. I have a rough idea of what 7.985 is meant to look like. It is definitely not that. I think it might be that one. And it was. All right, please say I have sensitivity for hole 14. I do. This one's gonna be really hard. 0.961 right by how to hole-in-one. But I was able to get this first try when I attempted it. So hopefully that'll happen here. No! You didn't see that. Okay, this one I think is it. Please work. No!
1 eternity later.
I will not sleep until I get a hole-in-one on this. Thank you. 14.5471 rights by how to hole-in-one. And this one will shoot me backwards, but it's for good reason here. As far as I'm aware, this should be pretty much dead. Wait, no, it's in a corner. I remember now. Especially considering I've already cheated like mad at this point, but it's not quite as bad as me jumping everywhere in order to win. All right, this one is for hole 16, which is 16.6761 right, but from my testing, it only sometimes works. And you have to keep in mind the position of the rotating spinner thingy. That looks like 16.676. I have to wait for that to spin out of the way. That is. Okay, it almost worked that time, but it didn't quite. And of course I had 3 strokes, so I had to go ahead and do it all again just to get 2. And crank it. Oh, would you look at that? Your boy just got a hole-in-one. All right, hole 17, there is not really any fancy smanchy trickery you can do with this. I swear, if my phone goes off one more, I will actually smash it face first into the drywall. because there's nothing more annoying than the did it sound I get whenever I get a text message. Alright, got an eagle on that hole. And hole 18. The hole that is going to ruin this entire run, especially if that spinner decides to disintegrate itself. I made a promise, so I will not use any jumps, and I will stick to that promise. I'm just going to do hole 18 the curious way. How effective the curious way will depend on several factors such as the day, the weather, how super golf you're feeling, etc. Okay, one trick I learned is to aim at the pole and then shoot when the time is right. Alright, and then... Oh, just barely made it. And I actually got a really good score as well. So, there we go. Forest and 28. Definitely not as... Well, probably it's even more impressive than the first. Why is that so loud? Well, it's more impressive than the time I did it with jumps. But it's not quite as impressive as, you know, what Joe Finger or all those people can do. Because they got nothing better to do with their lives than spend 12 hours a day sitting in front of the computer and cranking out forest sensitivities.